body. We've gotten on here and done a lot of sanding, mainly to the upper body. We've jumped in, and you can tell the difference between these two guys immediately when you're looking at height. I mean, we have stretched this body out a good little bit, which is nice because it makes that head look a lot more natural. You put this head on this body, and it just he looks way too short. It doesn't work out. So basically what we've done is, starting from the bottom, we've taken these ankles, which were pretty square. I've got another leg right here where you can see that this leg, if we can wander over here, tilt my tripod, doesn't want to lean a lot towards the front. That's because that joint is kind of cut to a weird trapezoid shape, I guess, if you will, which kind of prevents it from leaning too far forward. So what we've done is we jumped in and took a lot of that plastic off of the front so we can get a little bit more forward lean out of that ankle. And then also when you take it into its flight shape, it makes a really nice natural shape right there. It's hardly even noticeable once you get the rest of the treatment onto it. Also, we've jumped in this area and we've squared off this joint and recessed it in a little bit, more towards the outside of the leg, and that gives you a really tight closure right here that you've not been able to get out of any DC figure, basically, where the legs close very tightly together. Makes for a very nice flight pose once we get to that point. And let's see. Also, we'll take this belt off, and we can see right here in this area, in the T-crotch, we actually brought this up a little bit. There was plastic in a little arc right there. We actually removed that and made it more square. So that's going to allow this leg to come up a lot higher. Get a lot more bend out of it. Then up to the upper torso, which again we were gonna thin out. That's always been the plan, was to remove all that bulk from up top and really give this guy a completely different look. Looking at the two guys right next to each other, give you a profile where you can just see how much thinner this body is going to be. It's a completely different figure, just about. There's quite a few thinner DC figures, but they're mainly too thin to still have some kind of muscle to them, but not be just gangly. There's Toy Man and a couple other figures that get pretty thin, but they're just too thin. It gives you nothing to work with. So basically we have jumped in, and just like we said, we've taken these shoulders down quite a bit, kind of taking the angle off of them, or the roundness really. Jumped in there, thinned them out a lot, thinned out the arms quite a bit. We've gone from this bodybuilder look to the right to this, basically dude who works out on the left. Bring it to a more realistic presentation. So basically that's it when it comes to getting your body prepped up. This was all done using this grinding tool, which, forgive my vocabulary when it comes to this stuff, but man, I take it out of the box and I never look back. This is it's kind of a stone cylinder. It's got a nice point here on the end. You can get through some plastic real quick with this stuff. But basically we just kind of went over the entire body and knocked off as much as we could. Then also another nice piece is this buffing wheel, which looks nothing like this when you start with it. But it actually starts off looking like this. It's about a 3/4 inch foam or a felt disc. And of course that's what it looks like by the time you get done with it. But you're basically coming at it using this edge and just coming right at that thing, and helps you knock off a lot of plastic. But then it also keeps you from grinding into the body too bad. I mean, you still want to watch your pressure, but as you're going, it makes a really nice line and leaves your plastic pretty smooth when you get done with it. But yeah, definitely the combination of these two parts is going to get you to this spot right here. I'm trying to think. I don't think there's too much we've left out on how we are so far. I did thin out the back right here. Kind of tried to invert what we did in the front to make this close a little tighter, and I think it did the trick a little bit. But I think really the main part is just squaring up this undercarriage right here to take that plastic out of the way, because it's really kind of keeping the man from doing his job. So that's where we are so far. We'll check back in once we get some more smoothing done on the upper body, and we'll be ready to paint pretty soon. So stay tuned for video, 3, 4? I don't know.